Kate Middleton just revealed a rarely used name, and it is not what you would expect. After completing the Three Peaks Challenge, the Princess of Wales made a personal donation to an 11-year-old boy she met along the way, and she did not sign it as the Princess of Wales. She did not sign it as Kate. She signed it as Catherine Wales. This is Royal News Spot. And today we are celebrating the heartwarming story behind Kate's secret gesture. Let me take you back to where this all began. On June 27, 2026, Kate Middleton completed the National Three Peaks Challenge, climbing Ben Nevis, Scafell Pike and Snowdon in 24 hours. She did it solo just over a year after finishing chemotherapy to raise money for the Royal Marsden Cancer Charity, the hospital that treated her. But during that challenge, something happened that nobody had planned for. And it turned out to be one of the most human moments in recent royal history. Meet Ted Haslam, an 11-year-old boy from Sutton Coldfield in the West Midlands. When Ted was just 3 years old, he woke up one morning and his legs had stopped working. His father Pete described it this way: his back had been hurting, but Ted was too young to explain what was wrong. Then one morning, the legs just stopped. The family rushed him to Birmingham Children's Hospital, where doctors diagnosed him with stage 4 Burkitt's lymphoma, an aggressive form of spinal tumour that was doubling in size every 24 hours. Ted was taken straight into 6 hours of emergency surgery. The family were told the compression on his spinal cord was irreversible. The level of function Ted had at that moment was likely the level he would have for the rest of his life. He has been paralysed from that point on. Ted is now 11, and this past weekend he decided to climb 3 mountains, not metaphorically. Literally, Ted's father, Pete, along with 15 other members of their family and friends, pushed and carried Ted in his wheelchair up Ben Nevis, Scafell Pike and Snowdon, completing the full Three Peaks Challenge to raise money for Ollys. That is a Warwick-based charity established in 2011 by Rachel and Tim Ollerinshaw following the death of their 8-year-old daughter Molly from a rare kidney cancer. The charity supports children with terminal and life-limiting illnesses, providing therapeutic toys, books, and making wishes come true during some of the hardest moments of young lives. Ollys had previously donated soft play equipment to Ted during his own treatment at Birmingham Children's Hospital. He was raising money to pay that kindness forward. The conditions the team faced were brutal. Pete Haslam later told reporters that Scafell Pike was absolutely brutal, with the group getting wet the whole morning and facing 40-mile-per-hour winds. On Ben Nevis, there was snow at the summit. The group tackled every season across their 30 hours on the mountains. But they made it. In fact, they finished 10 minutes inside their target time, partly because some of the team started running with Ted's wheelchair over the final stretch. Ted later said of that moment, "It was very tough, but very funny as well, because I kept bouncing up and down." Their original fundraising target had been £5,000. By the time this story broke, they had raised over £15,000. Now, here is where Kate comes in. Kate did not just meet Ted once on the mountain. She met him 3 times, once at each of the 3 peaks. Each time she stopped, crouched down to his level, and spoke to him directly. She went, as one reporter put it, straight into mum mode. She asked how he was doing. She made sure he was warm enough. She noticed his lucky mascot, a stuffed toy representing Molly Ollys, and asked about it, calling the charity's work fantastic. On Ben Nevis, Kate told Ted, "I'm so impressed, really. You've made it to the second peak. Super, well done you. We'll be cheering you on. Hopefully we'll see you on Snowdon." And she kept her word. They did see each other on Snowdon. But Pete Hasslam's account of what happened is the detail that stays with you. He told the BBC that the first time the group stopped to speak to someone on the mountain, he was at the back. Around 30 seconds passed before anyone called him forward. And when he got to the front of the group, he was, in his own word, dumbfounded. He added that because Kate was wearing her hiking clothes, he might not have necessarily noticed her at all. "I think I might have just walked past her," he said. "She was not dressed like a princess. She was dressed like everyone else on that mountain." Pete also said that Kate was very motherly to Ted throughout their meetings, not performatively warm, genuinely warm. The kind of warmth that does not care whether there are cameras nearby. After the challenge was over and Kate was home, she went to Ted's Just Giving page and made a personal donation of between £1,000 and £2,000. And she left a message. It read, "One of the real highlights of the Three Peaks Challenge was meeting inspiring people like you along the way. Huge congratulations to the entire team for raising money for such a wonderful cause." C. Signed Catherine Wales, not Princess of Wales, not Kate Middleton, Catherine Wales. And that is where the story gets interesting, because that name carries a lot of meaning, and most people do not know the full story behind it. Let us start with Catherine. Her full given name is Catherine Elizabeth Middleton, but the world knows her as Kate. That is not actually a recent nickname, it goes back to her childhood. But she reportedly asked friends in 2008 to start calling her Catherine instead of Kate, a shift that aligned with the more formal expectations of royal life. So when she signs her name as Catherine rather than Kate, she is using the name she has chosen for her adult life. The C at the end of her message is her signature initial for Catherine, not Kate, which is how royal insiders and those close to her know the message came directly and personally from her. Now the surname. The official surname of the British royal family is Mountbatten Windsor, but royals routinely use their territorial titles as surnames when a last name is needed. This is a long-standing practice. Prince William served in the RAF as Flight Lieutenant Wales. Prince Harry served in the British Army as Captain Harry Wales. And now George, Charlotte and Louis all go by Wales at school rather than using their full royal titles. So Catherine Wales is not a made-up name or a disguise. It is simply who she is when she wants to be a person rather than a title. It is the name she reaches for when she is doing something private, something personal, something that has nothing to do with the crown and everything to do with who she actually is. And this is not the first time we have seen a quieter, more grounded version of her surface. Back in 2012, shortly after her wedding, she walked into a shop and tried to book a wetsuit under the name Mrs. Cambridge, having forgotten her wallet. The shopkeeper did not recognize her and privately found the name rather unusual. In 2022, Queen Camilla, then Duchess of Cornwall, casually mentioned wanting Catherine to take photographs for the cover of Country Life for her 75th birthday and clarified when asked that she meant Catherine Wales, referring to Kate. The name exists in the royal world. It is just rarely the one the public sees. And the name Catherine Wales has now appeared on a Just Giving page for an 11-year-old boy from Sutton Coldfield who was carried up 3 mountains in a wheelchair because the people around him love him. That is what makes this story so powerful. It is not about a princess making a donation. It is about a woman who climbed 3 mountains while still carrying the weight of her own cancer recovery, met a child whose story mirrored something in her own experience of illness and survival, and chose to quietly show up for him in the most private way she could. No press release, no photo opportunity, just her name and a message on a fundraising page. Pete Haslam told This Morning she is a class act. She did not want any recognition for what she did. And Ted himself said, "It was one of the most memorable things of my life. When I met a princess, it was just crazy." The Haslam family's fundraising page has now raised over £15,000 for Molly Ollys. Kate's donation remains one of the highlights. But arguably the bigger impact is the media attention that followed, because every article written about Catherine Wales and Ted Hasslam has sent new donors to that Just Giving page. A quiet gesture became a wave of generosity that the Hasslam family never expected. That is who Catherine Wales is. So here is my question for you. What do you think about Kate's secret donation and her rarely used name? Does this make you admire her even more? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe to Royal News Spot, because the truth about the future Queen is a story worth telling. This is Royal News Spot, The Crown. Uncovered. See you in the next one.